Donald Trump, real estate mogul, reality TV star, and in 2016, the 45th President of the United States. His campaign? A whirlwind of rallies, tweets, and promises to make America great again. Trump tapped into a vein of discontent, appealing to voters who felt forgotten by the political establishment. His victory shocked many, defying polls and pundits alike. But on that November night, the nation heard the words, President-elect Donald Trump. Trump's path to the White House was unconventional, to say the least. He had no prior experience in government, having built his empire in the world of business and entertainment. His brash style and willingness to break with political norms both attracted and repelled voters. Love him or hate him, one thing was clear. Trump was a force to be reckoned with. His presidency would be anything but ordinary. Trump's presidency was marked by a series of significant policy decisions. One of his first acts was to withdraw the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement. He argued that the deal hurt American workers and favored foreign companies. Another key policy was the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. This legislation slashed taxes for corporations and individuals, a move that Republicans argued would boost the economy. On immigration, Trump took a hard line. He implemented a zero-tolerance policy at the southern border, which led to the separation of families seeking asylum. He also imposed a travel ban on citizens from several Muslim-majority countries, citing national security concerns. These actions sparked protests and legal challenges. In the realm of foreign policy, Trump pursued an America First agenda. He slapped tariffs on goods from China, sparking a trade war. He also met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in an attempt to denuclearize the Korean peninsula. Controversy seemed to follow Donald Trump throughout his presidency. His rhetoric often inflamed tensions and divided the nation. His use of social media, particularly Twitter, drew criticism for its tone and accuracy. Trump's tweets often targeted his opponents, critics, and even members of his own party. He frequently used inflammatory language and made claims that were later found to be false. One of the biggest controversies of Trump's presidency was his relationship with Russia. The FBI investigated Russian interference in the 2016 election and whether any Trump campaign officials colluded with the Russian government. The investigation, led by special counsel Robert Mueller, lasted for nearly 2 years and cast a long shadow over Trump's presidency. While the Mueller report did not find sufficient evidence to establish a criminal conspiracy, it did not exonerate Trump on the question of obstruction of justice. Section 4, Shifting Sands, Trump's impact on the political landscape. Trump's presidency had a profound impact on American politics. He energized a base of supporters who felt ignored by the political establishment. Trump's populist message, combined with his aggressive use of social media, allowed him to bypass traditional media outlets and connect directly with voters. This direct communication style, often bypassing traditional fact-checking and journalistic norms, became a hallmark of his political strategy. However, Trump's presidency also deepened political divisions in the country. His rhetoric and policies alienated many Americans who viewed him as divisive and authoritarian. Trump's presidency sparked a wave of political activism as citizens on both sides of the aisle became more engaged in the political process. The Women's March, the day after Trump's inauguration, was one of the largest single-day protests in U.S. history. Section 5. The Legacy of the 45th. Donald Trump's presidency was a time of turmoil and transformation. His supporters point to his economic policies, conservative judicial appointments, and bold foreign policy moves as evidence of his success. They argue that he challenged the status quo and fought for the forgotten men and women of America. His critics, however, view him as a demagogue who damaged democratic institutions and norms. They point to his rhetoric, his policies, and his conduct as evidence of his unfitness for office. Love him or hate him, there's no denying that Donald Trump left an indelible mark on American politics. He shattered norms, upended expectations, and left the country deeply divided. His presidency will be debated and analyzed for years to come. Only time will tell what his true legacy will be. Section 6. Trump and the future of American politics. As America moves forward, the shadow of Donald Trump continues to loom large. His presidency has raised fundamental questions about the nature of American democracy, the role of truth in public discourse, and the relationship between the United States and the rest of the world. The Republican Party, once defined by figures like Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush, has undergone a transformation under Trump's influence, grappling with its identity and its future direction. The long-term impact of Trump's presidency on American politics remains to be seen. Will his brand of populist nationalism continue to resonate with voters? Will the Republican Party continue down the path he forged, or will it chart a new course? And how will the country heal the deep divisions that were exposed and exacerbated during his time in office? These are just some of the questions that Americans will grapple with in the years to come. One thing is for certain: American politics will never be the same.